Hello everybody, Thomas here. Welcome back to SFF180. It is Monday the 18th of June and time once again for the mailbag. Thank you all for joining me. I hope you've had a great week and a great weekend. I have a pretty good stack of books here. It was a decently busy week in the mail, something like 9 or 10 packages, so going to be exciting to dig into them. But first, the only announcement is about the BookTube SFF Awards live show. Now, I mentioned that last week, but my info, I think, was a little bit off. So ignore whatever I said. You've probably already forgotten it anyway. The BookTube SFF Awards live show is happening this coming Saturday, the 23rd, at 3 o'clock in the afternoon Central Time. So work that out for yourselves, what that translates to wherever you live. And that is over at Samantha's channel at Thoughts on Tomes, all right? So head on over there for that, and really looking forward to it, talking about the finalists and deciding who our winners are. And of course, you guys already had a chance to vote on your choice for winners, so we will see. 4th year doing the BookTube SFF Awards. Who will prevail? All right, that's enough of that. Let's get into these books. Okay, this is interesting. This first one, I have no idea what this is, because it's from Random Penguin, and there's something in it, but it's like completely flat. Maybe this is just a catalog or something? I don't know. Magazine, coloring book, who can tell? Okay. Well, this is an unusual sort of thing for me to get. But this is a sampler, apparently. This is for something coming out called Dungeons & Dragons Art and Arcana, A Visual History. And it's apparently coming out in October the 23rd. Going to be like a massive 450-page, like $50 coffee table book, I guess, of D&D art. Anyway, it says, this illustrated guide to the history and evolution of the beloved role-playing game tells about the game's rich history through the paintings, sketches, illustrations, and visual ephemera behind its creation, growth, and continued popularity. D&D is the most iconic and pervasive gaming franchise in the world. It goes on to talk a little bit about D&D, as if you've never heard of it. And then it says, oh, and there's also a boxed set for $125 if you're like super hardcore collector. A deluxe special edition package containing posters, ephemera, and the illustrated guide to the history and evolution of the beloved RPG, etc. And contained inside a clamshell featuring original illustrations by celebrated D&D artist Hydro74. This special edition includes recreations of classic D&D artwork ready for framing, as well as a pamphlet-sized unpublished original version of the game's most infamous adventure module and death trap, Tomb of Horrors, written by Gary Gygax. Okay, I remember Tomb of Horrors from when I was a little boy, actually. Well, let's give this thing a flip through and see what's in here. Okay, so there's this. It looks like what they've got is like the original classic drawing from the game module there, and then you get this spiffy reworking of it. And then you have like this kind of historical archival stuff. And then there's this. And then like some super early versions of stuff. All right then, well I guess, you know, for the D&D lover in you, or in your family, or your group of friends or whatever, this is going to have it all. So it comes out October the 20... Hang on, consult the sheet. The 23rd. Alrighty then. The Art and Arcana. Okay, well that was pretty neat. Moving on, this one here is from HarperCollins. Okay, I am very, very happy to see this. This is one I've been looking forward to because this was a space opera debut from last year that I didn't get to at the time. But enough folks who have read it and given me very, very good reports on it have made this like a top priority for me to get caught up on after all this BookTube SFF Award stuff is over with. Marina J. Lostetter debuted last year with Numenon, and this is now the sequel, Numenon Infinity. This comes out August the 14th. And it says, you know, what makes Numenon Infinity special is that it's a mosaic novel, meaning each chapter is its own narrative, with a new protagonist, conflict, and resolution, all building until the vignettes form a cohesive whole. Numenon itself started as a short story, told over a 1,000-year history in 2 points of view, so it felt natural that the story would continue from multiple perspectives as Lostetter expanded the timeline. Okay, then. So she's experimenting with story structure, And of course, you know, you have this critically acclaimed space opera, which I'm very, very eager to get into. Generations ago, Convoy 7 and ICC left Earth on a mission that would take them far beyond the solar system. Launched by the Planet United Consortium, a global group formed to pursue cooperative Earth-wide interests in deep space, 9 ships headed into the unknown to explore a distant star called LQ Pix. And it goes on from there. All right then. So, Numenon Infinity happens August the 14th from Harper Voyager. Okay, and next up looks like we have something from Pyre Books. All right, and this is the finished copy for The Last Sun, which is the first book in something called the Tarot Sequence. The author is K.D. Edwards, and this debut novel and series starter, the last member of a murdered house, searches for a missing nobleman and uncovers clues about his own tortured past. I have, of course, already gotten this as an ARC. This was actually out this last week on the 12th of June, so it's out now. It says, Rune St. John, last child of the fallen Sun Court, is hired to search for Lady Judgment's missing son, Adam, on New Atlantis, the island city where the Atlanteans moved after ordinary humans destroyed their original home. With his companion and bodyguard, Brand, he questions Adam's relatives and business contacts through the highest ranks of the nobles of New Atlantis. But as they investigate, they uncover more than a missing man, a legendary creature connected to the secret of the massacre of Rune's court. In looking for Adam, can Rune find the truth behind his family's death and the torments of the past? Okay, so murder mystery, investigation, procedural, mixed with magical stuff. The Last Sun, this sounds like a neat story. And it is out now by K.D. Edwards from Pyre Books. Let me know in the comments. And next up, this one comes in from Daw Books. It is Heroine's Journey, and it comes after Heroine Complex and Heroine Worship. The author is Sarah Kuhn, and this is sort of a riff on the superhero genre, where I think essentially, I believe the premise is that the sidekick gets to sort of rise to the occasion, as it were. But yeah, out now this month as a June trade paperback from Tor Books, Heroine's Journey. I'm not usually a superhero guy, but these have seemed like they might be kind of cute and fun. So I'll probably get into these, but you let me know in the comments what you think. And next in, another one from HarperCollins. And this is the finished copy in hardcover of Awakened. And the authors are James Murray, who is the star of a TV show called Impractical Jokers, of which I know nothing, because I'm just not really a TV guy, and veteran SF and horror writer Darren Wearmouth. Okay, this thrilling new novel, years in the making, is the launch of a series in the vein of Guillermo del Toro's The Strain, set in New York City, in which a beautiful new subway system unearths an ancient dark horror bent on the city's utter destruction. This comes out on the 26th. And yeah, you'll probably remember I got this as an ARC, and I kind of snarked on it a little bit. But it looks like it could be one of those fun books, and I have heard from a couple of people who have also read the ARC, and they're like, yeah, it's actually kind of fun. It's a fun, monster read, which I'm completely down with that sort of thing. All right then, but this comes out in, like I said, hardcover on the 26th from Harper Voyager, and it says, with a slew of Facebook Live events, a cover reveal and a robust social media presence, Murr and Wearmouth have already begun beating the drum. And I wouldn't be surprised, actually, if this was already in development as a movie, either. Okay, then, Awakened. I mean, if nothing else, it'll be like a quick, popcorn novel, right? Because, it's not even 300 pages, so it should be a good quick read. This one, on the other hand, feels like a heavy, big, fat tome from Random Penguin. Let's see what it is. And it is River of Bones by Taylor Anderson. This is new in the Destroyer Men series. This is an alternate history series, of which this is now the 13th volume in hardcover, so I guess it's a very, very loyal cult following. I've got them all, but I have not dug into one. Because you know how it is with really, really long series? Like, you'll get some books in, and you'll think, oh, this is starting a new series. It looks kind of good. I'll add this to my list and make a note and get started. And then, of course, other things come in. And then what happens eventually is a second and a third and the fourth. And then suddenly, by the time it's up to volume 8 or 9, it becomes daunting, right? You're like, Oh, well, Jesus, I mean, I haven't even started these, and now it's already like 8, 9, 10 books in. So it's a bit intimidating. But I suppose, you know, the books will always be there for me to check out. Are any of you guys, I don't know if I've heard back from any of you guys, my viewers, who happen to be Destroyermen fans. Are you? Any of you out there check these out? I mean, obviously they are quite well thought of for the series to have been this long-running and successful. But if you are a fan, then you'll be very happy to know that River of Bones is now a June hardcover from Ace Books. And what is this big old thing? This is another big heavy box. Says it comes from St. Martin's, which also means Tor. So let's see. All right then, Recluse fans, this is Outcasts of Order. It's the new novel in the talk about long-running series, my God. The ongoing Recluse series by L.E. Modesett Jr. Good grief, exactly what volume is this? Anyway, it comes out tomorrow. In hardcover from Tor, Belter, an Order mage, discovers he possesses frightening powers not seen for hundreds of years. With his new abilities, he survives the war in El Parta and saves the lives of all. However, victory comes with a price. His fellow mages now see him as a threat to be destroyed, and the local merchants want to exploit his power. There's only one way he can remain free and survive. He's going to have to run. Okay then, so Outcasts of Order, big, massive Recluse book, 650 pages of this. I tell you, L.E. Modesett just cranks them out. But it's out tomorrow, again in hardcover from Tor Books. Okay, and then next up, we have this little one from Simon & Schuster. I'm hoping that it's a cool little package full of Saga Press stuff. Let us hope. And it is. It is the hardcover version of Red Waters Rising. This is the third book in the Devil's West series by Laura Ann Gilman. Weird West fantasy that I've been meaning to get into for some time. And this is now the third one. Comes out on the 26th. And also, I am super excited to have this. This is Mutiny at Vesta. This is the arc for the sequel to Barbary Station. Barbary Station, big book that I was like super excited about last year, and then I didn't get around to getting a review up in a timely fashion because I'm an idiot, and that happens quite a lot around here, but now I have no excuse not to continue and get back in the saddle with these, as it were. Barbary Station, now followed up by Mutiny at Vesta. This comes out on October the 2nd from Saga Press, and what can I say really quickly? Well, again, I don't really want to say much because, of course, sequel blurbs tend to have spoilers. But it's out, as I said, October the 2nd. Okay, getting down to it, we are at the second to last package, and this one comes in from Random Penguin, and unusually for them, it feels like they've stuffed 2 in 1 here, so... All right, there were 2 in the package, and the first of these is Black Chamber by S.M. Stirling. Now, this is an alternate history novel set during World War I, which sounds actually really pretty interesting. Nice to see S.M. Stirling finally getting away from the Change series for a while, getting into something new. You know, I like this whole spies and war and alternate history thing when it's done well. Now, as you might recall, I got the arc of this. I picked up an arc of it at the Nebula conference. It was part of my goodie bag. You'll probably remember from that video. But now this is the finished copy. It says, 1916, the Great War rages overseas, and the whole of Europe, Africa, and Western Asia is falling to the Central Powers. To win a war that must be won, Teddy Roosevelt, once again the American president, turns to his top-secret Black Chamber organization and its cunning and deadly spy, Luz O'Malley Arostegui, something like that. On a transatlantic airship voyage, Luz poses as an anti-American Mexican revolutionary to get very close to a German agent codenamed Imperial Sword. She'll need every skill at her disposal to get him to trust her and lead her deep into enemy territory. In the mountains of Saxony, concealed from Allied eyes, the German Reich's plans for keeping the U.S. from entering the conflict are revealed. The deployment of a new diabolical weapon upon the shores of America. So yeah, this sounds like it's all kind of cool fun. Black Chamber, I assume, is now available in trade paperback from Ace Books. And then next up we have in hardcover the new book by Rachel Kane. This is Smoke and Iron. And this is, I believe, the 4th book in her Great Library series. It's a YA series, and it's always looked kind of neat to me. But let's see, it is has to do with Jess Brightwell and his fellow rebel scholars must now play dangerous games as spies and saboteurs, rebels and resistance fighters from inside the Great Library itself. With death and betrayal lurking in every shadow, they will need all their knowledge, wits, and courage to survive. And then the former volumes were Ash and Quill, Paper and Fire, and Ink and Bone, and we now have Smoke and Iron. All right, available in hardcover from Random Penguin. And finally, we arrive at the last package this week, and it is from Random Penguin. Yeah, and this is Thomas's happy face. This is Salvation. It's the new book by Peter F. Hamilton, and it comes out September 4th. Yeah. All right, then. Let's see, in the year 2204, humanity is expanding into the wider galaxy in leaps and bounds. Cutting-edge technology of linked jump gates has rendered most forms of transportation, including starships, virtually obsolete. Every place on Earth, every distant planet humankind has settled is now merely a step away from any other. All seems wonderful until a crashed alien spaceship of unknown origin is found on a newly located world 89 light-years from Earth, carrying a cargo as strange as it is horrifying. To assess the potential of the threat, a high-powered team is dispatched to investigate, but one of them may not be all they seem. Okay. Now, it sounds like, it's a similar situation to that which exists in the Commonwealth novels. This whole just jump, gates, right? But it says it's the first book of an all-new series. And it doesn't actually specify if this is in the Commonwealth universe. But either way, it's a new, fat Peter F. Hamilton novel. Is always the sort of thing to make me smile, and yeah, I'll be reviewing this one, I'm pretty sure. But let me know in the comments anyway. Salvation on September the 4th. And that's it, you guys. And I'm going to say I think that was a hell of a mailbag, right? But you know the drill. Let me know what you think. Light up those comments. Let me know which of these looks most interesting and exciting to you, and which you would like to see me prioritize for review. Otherwise, if you enjoyed watching, please hit that like button, share the video far and wide with all your SFF reading friends, and above all, please sub if you haven't. That's how the channel grows. You can also support the channel at my TeePublic store and at my Patreon, where recruits into Wink's Army get little perks like getting to see these videos early, things like that. I want to thank all of those awesome people for going one step beyond in their support. I want to thank all of you for being amazing, wonderful, loyal viewers. Thank you so much. And until I see you all next time, happy reading.